Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another live edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you from Go Live Vegas Studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Phillips. To my right is the Chief. To his right, Matt Mullen. And back in the DJ booth, holding things down, Mr. Jason Piper. We want to thank everybody for joining us today. We got a lot to go over. 702-329-6947 is our phone number. Make sure you press option 1 to get right into the studio. If you're outside the U.S., 855-502-4321 is our number. Send us a live tweet. We'd love to address it using hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere. And, of course, our chat rooms are all up, and we'll be able to communicate with you there. Gentlemen, how we doing for the first full week of 2021?
Happy New Year's. Good morning to everyone.
Chief, how are you? Jason, good to have you back in the booth.
Hello.
How we doing?
2020 continued into 2021.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Matt?
Downtown's been kind of crazy, but apparently not as crazy as other parts of the country.
Yeah, for sure. Chief, can you just take the first button to your left there and just turn it down a little bit? There we go. Back up. No, don't turn me off because I can't hear me. That's good. Good morning, Thomas. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Ryan. We appreciate our crew being with us. All right, we got a lot going on. So let's get started. So Matt, joining us on today's show is Hulk Hogan. Not in the form that many might think, but if you look here on the front of our dais and you see a little piece of it there on the camera, there you go. Talk about that. Why do we have this in our studio?
We are going to give away a Hulk Hogan signed picture. It's a 16 by 20. It's already certified by JSA. We're going to have a little raffle on the website, thoughtscountanywhere.com. If you buy a t-shirt from our website and send the picture on the raffle, you will be able to enter. It's going to be a month long, and after the month, we will give away a winner.
So from now till February 9th, is that
Yep.
correct? All right. And what is the website for those who surprisingly may not know?
thoughtscountanywhere.com.
Yeah, all your latest updates, news, and all the happenings. There's also a QR code that our producer put up there on the screen. Why am I sounding like I'm fading away again? I'm hearing a loose connection here. All right. QR code, put your phone up there. That'll take you right to our website, thoughtscountanywhere.com. You can do it live. You can do it at any time. What?
It's right where you can actually point to it. Come on, Aaron.
I wasn't pointing to it.
Well, you can.
Did it.
There,
Got it.
There you go.
I'm the first go, guys.
Giggity.
Over here is Wisconsin, and the weather coming in. Anyway, so thoughtscountanywhere.com. All right, a lot going on. What do you say we get started? Oh, by the way, I forgot. Premiere of a new segment, bottom of the hour. Got such rave reviews last week. Chiefs Rants officially will debut at the bottom of the hour, and boy, he's got one ready to go.
I'm ready. I'm ready. But before we get started,
Yeah.
my brother, I'd like to say from all of us, happy anniversary to you and your bride.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. 32 years yesterday. I look at the wedding pictures and I wonder, what the hell happened to that guy?
He shrunk.
Hair and everything. No, I didn't shrink. I got bigger as the years went on, but now I've shrunk. But I look at the hair, it's like, really? I had hair back in the day, John Travolta-like. So, yeah, there you go. Chief, twist your mic around because the worded side needs to be, there you go. Perfect. Now we'll hear you. Go.
There
you go.
Hey, don't sound muffled.
All right, let's get started with I Hear Voices. Matt, why don't you take the first one?
Damian Priest was rumored to be called up last week to be involved in the Kevin Owens-Roman Reigns storyline, but reportedly Roman turned it down.
Shocker.
So I'm kind of glad because that would just turn Damian Priest into a jobber for Roman Reigns almost instantly. I don't think anybody from like a big NXT call-up like that doesn't need like a debut to just
Get squashed.
get taken down by Roman within the first couple weeks.
Right. I agree with that. Chief?
As we talked earlier this morning, we hope Damien doesn't get buried when he comes up.
As seems to be customary with most
And-
NXT call-ups.
And Jason, I'll let you take the rest of it.
Where do I begin? Now, Damian Priest, everything he's done from Ring of Honor to the independent scene in NXT, he's got one hell of a storyline and one hell of a charismatic character that just people love to watch. And it seems like every time WWE brings them up, they squash that character and just bury him into exile. That's why Finn Balor had to go back to NXT, because Finn couldn't do what he wanted. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to touch this even though I know you said not to, but Goldberg and McIntyre and now Adam Pearce and Roman Reigns. Come on, guys. Really?
We'll just leave it at that for right now. But you're right, and I agree with that sentiments, and we all kind of chat about it before we went on the air. So, but Damian Priest, when he takes this kind of loss, and we'll kind of talk about it really in our next section here, going over New Year's Evil. Taking a loss like that generally is the signature that you're going to get the call up. Roman obviously put the kibosh on the storyline, and I think we're all in agreement that was probably a good thing. So, all right, next topic. WWE may be interested in signing New Japan Pro Wrestling star Jay White. Matt, you had his credentials pulled up. I don't know if you still have it there on the screen, but what do you guys know about Jay White? Is it a good sign, and where do you see him fitting in if he does sign with WWE?
That guy's a super good wrestler. He's like the leader of the Bullet Club, which I don't know what Bullet Club is left, because the actual Bullet Club isn't all AEW now, reunited. But the guy can go, and he can be thrown into he'll probably go to NXT first like everybody else, but he can be a top star in NXT for sure.
Do you know anything about Jay White?
The only thing I know, I've seen him wrestle a couple times down in Mexico, and he's one of those high flyers that can go, maybe, I want to say cruiserweight, but I doubt it. So we'll just have to wait and see if they sign him.
Sure.
Jeff Bronx says, WWE is all crap these days. The writers are horrible. It's very stale. Now, I want to ask Jeff if you want to call in a reply. Are we talking Raw versus SmackDown and NXT, or are you just talking WWE as a whole? Because people love SmackDown. People seem to really say that that's the new quote-unquote A show. The Raw show this past week, which we have being replayed here in front of us, with the Legends, really was crap.
We'll leave that alone.
Right, we'll leave that alone. But a lot to take place. Hi, Willow. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you tuning in to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Just Raw. Jeff was talking about Raw specific. 702-329-6947. Press option 1 to come right into the studio. Okay, let's move on. Next topic. All right, let's get into some of the results from NXT New Year's Evil results. And as we alluded to previously, our guy Karrion Kross defeated Damian Priest. Anything you guys want to add about the match? Jason?
The Cross Priest match was a really good match. It had a lot of action in it, especially it didn't just stay in the ring. It went all over. And those two, you could have a more than just a minute match with those guys. You could have the whole damn show with those guys because of how well they're doing it. So I wish them all the best, and I hope to God that Cross does go for that title again with Finn Balor, because I'd love to see him have that belt back.
You know the good thing about it with Priest and Cross, they don't do any flippy shit.
No, it's just straight. It's just straight powerhouse action. That's all it is.
It's wrestling.
It's the hard hit snug fight.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Next match. Santos Escobar defeated Grand Metalik to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. Matt?
That was a good match. I honestly thought Grand Metalik would have won just because Santos has been champion for so long. But if you got nobody to take the belt that's better than him, might as well just keep it on him.
There you go. Short and sweet and simple. Love it. All right, next match. All right, I'm going to need a translator. Is that Shia Lee? Is that how she pronounces it?
Xia Li.
Xia Li. All right, defeated Katrina Cortez. Gentlemen? Chief?
I like her new persona in the wrestling ring and how she come out. They had a great intro. Hopefully they're going to push her now. So we'll have to wait and see. It was a good match.
Anything as they call it, a holy shit moment in that match? Or was it just pretty standard ground and pound?
I can't think of anything that was a holy shit.
There was nothing no crazy moments in it, but it was just cool to see her finally come back after all those weird videos every week of almost like Chinese torture-ish kind of Saw movie looking thing. So hopefully she comes and does something cool.
All right. Next match. Raquel Gonzalez defeated Rhea Ripley in a last woman standing match. Jason
Kai got
or
thrown in
Matt,
a
go ahead.
locker.
Yeah, I saw the clip of that where she got shoved into the locker. My goodness gracious.
That was hilarious.
That brought back very bad memories. No, anyway. Jason, your thoughts on this match?
The match was great. They both, Rhea and Raquel bring out the best in each other. And just by the way that it was not one of those normal women matches, it was a hard-hitting match where each one had their own specific power. It was just something that you knew you were going to see an all-out brawl. It wasn't going to be one of those things of a push here, a push there. It was going to go all out. And, of course, we knew Dakota Kai was going to enter herself into it. And then she ceremoniously got shoved into a locker. But she deserved it. So hopefully WWE lets Rhea do what she wants to do wherever she goes, SmackDown or Raw. And they don't try burying her because she could be a top contender for the women's division title in WWE and on Raw or SmackDown. So,
Chief?
You know, I think we made a comment that wouldn't it be interesting to see Damian and Kevin go up as a tag team? Well, let's do this. What would it be like if Rhea and Gonzalez went up to the main roster as a tag team?
oh, that'd be fierce. That'd be one hell of a tag team.
They'd be tag team champions real quick.
Aren't they doing a Dusty Rhodes women's tag match this year, tag tournament this year?
They
Yep.
sure
We
are.
may see some interesting combinations for that event as well as on the men's side. So I love the clip where I saw Raquel just rip the fence off the wall after she got handcuffed to it to get free. That was pretty impressive. Next match. Kushida and Blackheart defeated Gargano and LeRae. Mixed tag match here.
I was hoping Shotzi was going to put her foot up Gargano's ass. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Matt, anything else on that match?
I agree with Chief.
All right.
That's it.
Should we make it a hat trick there, Jason?
Sure, why not?
All right, there you go. And last match of the night, Finn Balor defeated Kyle O'Reilly to retain the NXT Championship. Matt? Go ahead, Jason.
Again, another spectacular fucking match between those two. Like, no question about it. Everything we thought from the first one just continued into this one.
You know,
Yeah, they had to. I'm sorry, go ahead, Chief.
I'll make it real quick. I think last week I called three matches that were going to go off the hook. The O'Reilly match, the Cross match, and the women's match.
Yeah.
But I want to add the fourth one. I like Blackheart and Kushida. That was a good match, too.
Yeah, it was.
I'll turn it to you, my friend.
I thought since Balor and O'Reilly had the match of the year last year, they had a lot to, going into it, they had a lot to, put into it.
To build
and
off of.
Build off of,
Is this
yeah,
is he the one that he faced when he broke his jaw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
That's why if you noticed in the match, it looked kind of like they were kind of like scared to kind of hit each other in the face this time around.
True. But they put on another great match of the year contender, and knowing what we know, I wanted Balor to retain the title just because TikTok.
TikTok, exactly.
That's right. Sands through the hourglass.
You know, it was a wrestling match.
Yeah.
It was a wrestling match.
See, that's what they call a true wrestling match, not that bullshit with Edge and Randy Orton. That's a true wrestling match.
It was like with the Undisputed Era, the whole time, the whole focus was around Adam Cole pretty much.
Right.
But Kyle O'Reilly, even Ring of Honor, when him versus Adam Cole would go against each other and put on crazy matches, it's about time Kyle O'Reilly gets his just desserts.
Gets his opportunity.
Well, you noticed, Matt, and when they kind of panned to the back in the back room where you saw Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly and Fish and Adam Cole, Adam walks right up to O'Reilly and goes, "This is your time.
Yeah.
Take it."
Hell yeah.
And they let him.
On that note, I'll leave you with this thought as we get ready to go to break. Thomas Burnett shared in our chat room. Rumor has it that Finn might have an arm injury. We'll have to watch that situation closely. All right, with that, you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios right here in the heart of Las Vegas. We thank you for making us part of your day. Matt, Chief, myself, and Jason will be back in 60 seconds.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit hey, all your gimmickry. go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs. Alrighty, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Aaron, Matt, Chief, and Jason here, holding down the fort, going over a lot of wrestling news from this past week. Matt, why don't you once again remind everybody why we have Hulk Hogan here on our desk?
We have a Hulk Hogan signed picture we're going to give away on our website, thoughtscountanywhere.com.
And it is certified, you said?
It is certed, and it's going to be a giveaway on our website. If you buy a piece of TCA merch, there's going to be a thing on the giveaway to put your screenshot of your receipt, and after a month, we'll put all of them together and pick a winner, and you will get a signed Hulk Hogan.
There you go. Love it. Love it. Love it. Right there, the QR code was back up on the screen. If we can pop that back up there to make life easier, you can just use your scanner now on the live screen or during any playback, and you'll be able to go right to the website, thoughtscountanywhere.com. What you gonna do, brother? All right, let's move on to the WWE report. I know we're going to have, oh, by the way, in about 10 minutes, we're going to have the debut of our new segment, Chiefs Rants, and I know part of our discussion on the Raw and WWE report may be in that little rant that he's got ready because he's been stewing and brewing since we got into the studio. But Goldberg returned during the Legends Night and challenged Drew McIntyre for the championship at Royal Rumble. I just want to mention this. First of all, there's a huge disconnect in the promos that were done in the ring. I'm sure you guys saw this. After the match with Drew, that Drew had with Keith Lee, Drew was doing a promo, and apparently because of shortage of time, they cut really Drew's entire promo out so that when Goldberg came out and started talking about the legends and you got to respect them, Drew's entire promo was supposed to include him doing stuff to disrespect the legends. And so the entire promo stuff was out of sync for what I read, so that just kind of threw me off.
Who cares?
There you go. Instead of who's next.
It made no damn sense because if Drew was like in the back getting all this praise from like Hulk Hogan and all these other people during the back, and then you have Randy Orton blatantly disrespecting everybody like through the entire night. And when Goldberg came out and was like, "You're disrespecting the legends" and all this other stuff, everyone's just like, "The fuck?"
Should have been Randy Orton that he was facing in the ring.
Yeah, it was like the wrong person's in the ring apparently.
Can you just raise my volume? It seems like I'm not hearing. It is? Okay, I'm not hearing myself as the way I was before. But okay, Jason, your thoughts on that?
No, I agree. Goldberg does not need to come back. I mean, it's just the same old crap.
Yep.
It's the same shit every time he comes in. I'm challenging you. Dude, you already won the title. You're, in the eyes of your son, you're a fucking legend. We don't need to see you with the belt no more. It's done. Your time is done. Let the guys who are under you, who are still developing, let them have a shot.
I agree.
I swear to God, if he wins the title,
I can't.
so it goes against him and Roman.
I can't see that happening, to be honest with you.
If this match doesn't end, if this match isn't like 30 seconds and he like runs in for a spear and catches a claymore,
it'll be a travesty. All right, next match. Next item. Adam Pearce, as we found out last night on SmackDown, will now face Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble.
Not going to take it away from Adam Pearce. The man's got a great credential as far as what he's done in the ring and everything like that. But for them to do what they're doing to Adam and just make it basically a squash match for the Royal Rumble is bullshit.
As I said earlier, Adam hasn't wrestled in 6 years.
Exactly.
He had a storied career. He was NWA champion. But and I'm sure he still trains down at NXT, but he doesn't need to get back in the ring. And if that's the best that they can do,
This is just it's a bad thing to his resume. It's making his resume look bad.
or are they going to write him out?
That's what it looks like.
Are they going to write him out and bring Sonya Deville in and let her do what
she's
he's doing?
She's now been assigned as his quote-unquote assistant.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that pans out. Ryan puts in there that Adam has been fine on TV, but doesn't need to see him wrestle. Thomas Burnett shares he's under contract for 2 matches a year, and I believe he's referring to Goldberg there for that. So we'll see how that pans out. All right, next topic. Rude and Ziggler, the Dirty Dogs, capture the SmackDown tag titles last night. Gentlemen, who wants to start?
I figured after they got enough attempts, they were going to win it just because the Street Profits have been tag champs for so long. They got to mix it up at some point. Ziggler and Rude do make a good tag team, so let's see what happens when what they do.
Yeah, well, I guess I've never been impressed with the Street Profits. Montez Ford, Montez just, I don't know. So I'm title changes are cool if it's in the right spot, and I have no problem with Rude and Ziggler getting the belts last night. So, all right, next topic. We talked about Legends Night, what our thoughts are. I don't think we need to go back over that. With reports saying WWE doesn't feel anyone is to the caliber to face Drew at the Rumble, who could they try to push to that level? That's an interesting position when you got guys like Keith Lee. Now you got Damian Priest coming up. Karrion we know is going to be coming up sometime. Who would you say right now? Pick one person off the top of your head without thinking too hard. Matt?
Ricochet.
Okay. Chief?
Even though he had dog food matches, Baron Corbin.
Okay. Very different Roman now than he faced then. Jason?
Cesaro.
See, I agree with Jason on that one. I mean, Cesaro could match toe-to-toe with strength and ability and can hang with McIntyre. I totally agree with that. I would push Cesaro right now.
Yeah?
That would be my vote. Who would be your vote? Put it in the chat room. Who could Drew McIntyre face with the push to Royal Rumble? Because right now he does not have a match, correct, for Royal Rumble?
No.
At the end of the
And
month?
we all had different answers. So, with the amount of talent they have,
Exactly.
how can these writers not push one person enough to?
And let's not forget the other bar member, Sheamus. That'd be one hell of a match between those two.
Yeah, and he's
And
gone
that-
right now, but Seth Rollins is on his way back too.
Yep.
And the match between McIntyre and Sheamus, I think, will happen because the expectation of Sheamus turning on him because of all he's done to support him and he wants to get a shot, yada, yada, yada. I think that'll happen down the line for sure. But look at the people that were in the gauntlet match last night on SmackDown, okay? I think, forget size and I just don't want to say ability, but you got workers in that match last night that I think could very easily have a good storyline with Drew if they build it properly.
What do you think about Daniel Bryan?
I would love to see it, but I think they're penning Daniel Bryan for
Roman?
For Roman at some point because they had that storyline where Jay beat the crap out of him after a match.
Yep.
And so
Yeah.
they've got that built in.
I can see anybody in that gauntlet match facing either of them, honestly.
Ryan says, give me Drew versus Karrion Kross TikTok.
Sign me up.
Yep.
Take my money.
Take my money. I was just going to take my money now.
I'm flying to Florida.
Yeah, exactly. All right, with that, we are going to take a break from our WWE report. Why, you say? We have a new segment that we're going to introduce right now. It's a new segment called Chiefs Rants. With that, it is time to turn it over to the Chief. It's all yours.
All right, folks, here we go. Goldberg doesn't need to be on TV. Thomas Burnett, I understand you said he has 2 matches per year. Who cares? Okay? I'm going to talk about Elias, Cesaro, Sheamus, and Seth Rollins. There's 4 people right there that Raw is not using. And granted, Seth's not back yet. But the other 3, why aren't they pushed? Why isn't one of them given a chance to go against Goldberg? It doesn't make sense. And then we go into the creating writing part. Jeff Bronk, I wished you'd call in because I want to ask you the question. Is it better that a professional wrestler is writing and has the creative juices to write a good segment, or do we need to bring in writers from the outside, like Hollywood writers, somebody said to me, and they get paid the big bucks? Who cares? Who cares? Give it back to the wrestlers. Let's get some real wrestling matches like we saw on NXT Wednesday night. Goldberg comes out and pushes someone. They say that Drew McIntyre, that they screwed up about the promos, about the promos and everything. Well, let me ask the question: who writes the scripts? The creative writers. So evidently, the creative writers have got their heads up their asses. And I'll leave it at that. The Chiefs rant over and out.
There you have it. The inaugural official Chiefs rant. Not happy with creative bringing a guy like Goldberg in. 702-329-6947. Give us a call. Give us your thoughts on anything we talked about. Chiefs rants. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that. 702-329-6947. Press 1 to come into the studio. Now, Jason, I know you had some thoughts on the same wavelength that Chief just presented. So have at it. What's your thoughts on the rant?
The whole thing with Goldberg. I mean, the man has a resume that pretty much set its own tone with WCW. He was undefeated for so many years, and then he got beat by Kevin Nash and the NWO. I get it, you want to do shit for your son. I understand that. But you've already did that for him when they gave you the title from The Fiend. Like, you don't need to be there anymore, and you don't need to be taking up time from new guys that are trying to get up there in the main roster and get a shot at the title. That's the biggest thing that is the biggest draw for anybody in WWE is a shot at the WWE or Universal title. It's not sitting there going, I just want to sit here and just be a wrestler.
Ryan just put something in the chat room quite interesting. He says, if you want to do Goldberg versus someone like Orton, that's better than him going for the title. I agree with that.
Yeah, you can do that for sure. That'd be fine.
Goldberg versus Ziggler at SummerSlam 2 years ago was fine because it was fast and it was in the middle of the show.
Can I ask the question? Didn't Rey Mysterio wrestle Goldberg at one time?
No, they've never wrestled.
That might be a good match.
They could use Goldberg to like bring some up-and-comer like heel up to like the next level, but to have him just constantly getting title shot after title shot for no reason, just except that he's Goldberg, is getting kind of dumb.
Talk about what you just said about getting someone over. How about putting him in the ring with Keith Lee? Would that help him in any way, you think?
Be a good push.
If nothing else, it would be a hell of a shot to see what Goldberg can do with his finishing move, if he can get him up in the air. I know he'll try to spear him, but the
jackhammer?
The jackhammer, thank you. I mean, at some point, some of these guys like Goldberg, I don't know if he's ever wrestled in a match where he's put people over, so to speak.
Rarely.
Right. So, 2 matches a year, and I totally agree. If he was doing this comeback because of it being something he wanted to show to his son, that's well and done. 2 matches a year, that's what he's got signed to. He's got 4 matches left over the next 2 years. That's not enough to do anything to show his son what he's capable of doing. Now
He said he's got like 50 matches left. He can go jackhammer his son in his backyard 50 times because nobody wants to see that.
Exactly. I totally agree with that for sure. All right, let's move on. Another topic with the WWE Report. Finn Balor said in an interview that he wants to face Cross at WrestleMania 37.
Please let that happen.
You can take my credit card, my money.
Everything.
But WrestleMania doesn't usually involve NXT.
It did one
labeled
time, didn't it?
Last year it was Rhea versus Charlotte for the
that's
NXT
true.
Women's title.
That's true. But I think they only did that because of Charlotte. Charlotte's not, she had the title and she went to all the different brands at the time when they needed her to.
True.
But Charlotte is not an NXT regular, so to speak. I think that was just a special situation. Chief?
Wow, good spots there.
I know he's gathering his thoughts off of his rant. He's cooling down.
We've got a pay-per-view coming up at the end of the month. Here it is, January. What's NXT going to do from now until WrestleMania? I mean, come on, the most common person who watches wrestling and has an interest in wrestling knows that it's going to be Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. So what's going to happen from right now until WrestleMania comes?
And who they're going to build towards.
Exactly. You know, are they, again, I'm going to go back, creative writing and the powers to be. What are you going to do for almost 10 weeks before WrestleMania?
Well, we were talking about this before the show went on the air. You know, Karrion gave up his title because of injury. Finn won it. I would think as a champion who had to give up his belt because of injury, didn't lose it, you'd go right back after the champion and try to get your belt back.
Yeah.
So this little direction with Damian Priestley, I think was nothing more to help build towards him. What's that? Oh, Damian Priest. Sorry, I was thinking that. Jeez,
Got 90210.
90210 in the brain. Yeah, exactly.
Having Halfheimer's on you.
I just think it was a way to get Priest done, get him over, getting him ready for his push to come up to the main roster, so to speak. Why they didn't have Karrion go right back after the title, you would think would be the logical step, at least in my opinion.
Well,
But 10 weeks out? Come on.
No, they should have done it right away.
well
There's another.
he could have easily taken it at TakeOver.
Yeah.
Because isn't TakeOver coming up, Matt?
There's another takeover in February, so they could do like a rematch with like a screwy finish to set up for WrestleMania, but I don't know. I'm kind of hoping Cross is kind of busy on the 31st.
Yeah. Thomas shares his thoughts. The writers write for Vince's entertainment. Bruce Pritchard approves the scripts that he shows Vince, and Vince either okays it or rips it up. Then he says NXT's writing is infinitely times better than the main roster. And I think part of it is because Triple H, a former wrestler, going back to Chief's rant, you've got a guy like that. You got Shawn Michaels that is overseeing the production and seeing what creative is doing down there. To me, I listen to Busted Open as often as I can in the morning. If you ever listen to that show with Bully Ray's on, and he's got a little thing, if I had the pencil, this is what I would do. That's a guy that should be on creative. For
How he's not
WWE.
like the head writer for some company by now
For
is
any company,
beyond me.
Yeah.
Well, is he still under contract with
No.
ROH?
Nope.
No, he ended that. He's a free agent, I
The
think.
thing that the things that Bully could come up with, just because of his history with the tag team
Yep.
and him and Devon, what they've gone through, he's got one hell of a mind. And not to reiterate with something that he said in an interview one time, he brought up Sasha Banks and said to her, if the fans are talking about you, that's great. If the fans stop talking about you, worry and hope to God that you still have your job, because
Yeah.
she didn't want to sign for anybody. Bully is the biggest asshole when it comes to signing, but he still signs.
Right.
You know, I think
I've been waiting 4 years for the same picture to get signed.
I think
He said he'd be back. Still hasn't.
Sorry, Matt. I think the interesting thing is Flair said in his last match that Shawn Michaels carried him the whole time. He didn't have to say anything. Shawn Michaels said, Ric Flair said that Shawn Michaels just said to him, just shut up and let me do it, in the last match they had.
Right.
If that's in fact true, then Shawn Michaels is probably one of the best creative minds in the business right now, and NXT is way over on the flagship Raw and SmackDown.
I totally agree. But look at, and you mentioned Shawn Michaels. It's a great comment because when you look at how his character, when he's a singles performer and he wrestled, and how he changes the switch when it was part of DX, and almost that goofy sidekick to Triple H. But then again, when he wrestled and it was just Shawn Michaels getting into the ring, he was all business. You didn't see that DX goofy side.
Yeah.
So he can play the characters and he knows what it takes to create those different situations.
Well, Aaron, I'll touch on that real
Yeah.
quick if you don't mind. The fact that look at the match with him and Taker,
yeah.
and Shawn came out as the white version,
The White Knight.
the White Knight of Undertaker. Mm-hmm. That creativity was just unbelievable, and the match was even something that you were just like, oh my God. And it's one of those things that Taker even said the same thing in his interviews. Sean is such a creative mind when it comes to what to do with the match. Look at Adam Cole and Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Who would have thought a football player, a punter, would have did as good as he did?
He's like the punter for the Indianapolis Colts is like the best heel in wrestling right now.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that one?
And they currently have him off TV at the moment. All right, next topic. Thoughts on Ali's promo during Raw Talk. All right, who wants to give a recap of what he said?
That was epic. That should have been on like freaking Raw itself. If he'd have just come out and like interrupted a bunch of legends and just went off.
Give a synopsis of what he said for those who may have missed it.
He basically said, "Why do we have these Legends nights? No one wants to hear what you're gonna do, brother, for the 7 millionth time." And then R-Truth was like, "They paved the way. They paved the path for what we're doing now." He's like, "When am I gonna be able to walk on that path? Why do they always have to sit here and come back and take our time? When are they gonna let us do what we do finally?" And then Charlie Caruso said probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say on wrestling television. "But did you hear the crowd reaction?" And he's like, "Yeah, they piped it in real good for him, didn't they?"
I'm sure what she said came in their ear from somebody in production, and I wonder who that is.
Gee, I wonder.
I was like, what the hell did she just say? And he's like, "Yeah, they piped it in real good for him, didn't they?" And he just went off. He should have done that on like live TV.
Right? 702-329-6947. Press option 1 to come into the studio and join our chat. 855-502-4321 is the number as well. Send us a live tweet. Thoughts count anywhere using the hashtag in front of that. And, of course, chat room. But we'd love to hear some live voices with some thoughts and commentary. All right, next topic. Does anybody really care about Lacey Evans and Cardi B exchanging words on Twitter?
Nope.
Okay, next topic. Hulk Hogan said in an interview that when he shows up to shows, the younger talent's very cold to him, like he's coming to steal the main event, which goes right in line with what we were just talking about.
I bet you one of them's Ali.
Yeah.
Well,
Chief, you want to chime in on that? You have a thought on that, pray tell?
Oh, of course I do.
I know you did.
You know, I looked at the stage when they did the panoramic view of all the
legends.
legends.
Be careful what you say about Tatanka.
Legend.
And I say that because our producer is good friends with him, and we are actually working on trying to get him on the show.
And-
so be kind to Tatanka.
And the real
It's a real legend.
No,
Exactly.
The real thing I wanted to say was, who cares about Goldberg? IRS actually looked in pretty good shape, and I bet you Mike Rotundo, who is a NCAA champion from Syracuse, could probably still go in the ring and probably do some damn good creative writing.
And for those who don't know, he happens to be the father of The Fiend and
Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas. Where is Bo Dallas, by the way, these days?
Well, there's another one that's
Bo
But-
leaving and catering.
squashed.
And why am I blanking on his name? Kurt Hennig's son,
Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel. I mean, there was another guy. Those two guys together.
He got released, I think.
Oh, I know he did. I know he got released, but they certainly could have used him a lot better than being the henchman for The Miz at that one time. Him and Bo were the henchmen for him.
Well-
B team, go go.
Yeah,
Aaron,
exactly.
you talk about the legends. Look at the other people that were on there. You had Melina, who we haven't seen
Right.
in how many years. She was up there. She can teach the women
Yeah.
things. It's like you have all these legends that were sitting there. Mickey James, Melina, just to name a few. IRS, true legends. Sergeant Slaughter, and of course, here you have Hogan saying, "The younger talent is cold to me," because you're not fucking Undertaker. You're not Sergeant Slaughter. You're not there to help them. You're there to fucking make them look like shit.
Couple of things though. Let's and I agree with that. I think time has passed, an appearance here and there, but a couple of things. First of all, we know the situation that came up a couple of years ago with what he was recorded as saying.
Yep.
That turned a lot of people off, of course. But let's look at it. I mean, he's talking about a group of wrestlers, and we'll put Ali into this group. I watched Hulk Hogan perform in the 80s when he was the man.
Yeah.
Okay? Today's generation of wrestlers, they may know of him from the history side, okay? He's part of history, and but if you've never seen, if you did not see and live what he did to wrestling, you can't appreciate it. So some of these kids don't even know, A, who he is, and I'll put
Right.
that word in quotes,
Right.
or see him. Granted, very limited movement set, the hulking up and the leg drop and power moves. He was not a high flyer. He was, he was your typical 3 or 4. So was Cena. Cena was only limited moves, although he added some towards the end of his career. But people didn't see him perform. Okay, I didn't see Sandy Koufax pitch, but I know he's one hell of a pitcher.
Yeah.
And all that. And I kind of think that's where Hogan may get lost in, where people, all right, there's Hulk Hogan, and people just get ready for the match. But you're
Hulk
right. It's not
Hogan's-
like the Undertaker. Undertaker also very different, but he came up at a time, in that late 90s, beginning of that ruthless aggression and all that stuff later on. He came up at the right time to be remembered by these guys. These guys were growing up and watching it.
But here's the thing, though, Aaron. If Hulk wanted to be treated differently, he could have did exactly what Undertaker did, and been in the back of the room and kind of sit there like Taker was and talk to him, even though Taker was still on the main roster and he was still a part of it. But you still had him teaching the new guys. You had Shawn Michaels teaching the new guys. Hogan kind of vanished.
Well, a lot of that was a lot of issues with WWE and Vince as well.
And he could have buried that if he wanted to be in that type of scenario. You know what I mean?
Ego is a terrible thing to battle.
Exactly.
All right.
Hogan had a. What was I going to just cut me off?
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know what I was going to say.
I didn't know you were going to
Oh,
throw
you
something.
said Hogan. So
Yeah, you said Hogan.
I said Hogan
transitioned.
he made the whole business what it is today pretty much. If there was no Hogan, who knows where WWE would be right now.
Right.
So he kind of demands the respect that he should, because if everyone we always ask the people the Mount Rushmore
Right,
question.
right.
There's never a person that didn't say Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Yeah, I totally agree. All
But
right,
all these other Legends nights, I swear they just get alumni people.
well, we're seeing Randy Orton with Mark Henry in the back. Mark Henry had foot surgery. He's on one of those little really things. And if you listen to this entire clip, Orton sort of, using a word from William Regal, besmirches him, really this entire thing. And Mark has to. I mean, he turns away and leaves the situation, so it doesn't get out of hand. But listen, Orton was probably one of the best things on that show, with the way he healed up, going and making his comments against certain people. But you got to respect Hogan, where he did and how he turned the industry around, like Matt said. All right, with that, we're going to step aside for a quick break before we get into our AEW Impact Report. A couple items there, pop culture, some birthdays, and an announcement as to who our guest is going to be next week right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere. We'll be back. 60 seconds.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
All right, welcome back. Thoughts Count Anywhere. I'm going to throw it to Chief. During the break, we were talking. So go ahead, Chief. Take it away.
Real quick. Goldberg, I got to go back to Goldberg and the two matches. Is he taking over, now that Undertaker is gone? Hopefully Mark Calloway's going to come back, because up until the Undertaker went away, we really didn't hear anything about Goldberg. And now that Mark Calloway is the face, so to speak, hopefully he's going to come in and take it away from Goldberg. Because, I'm sorry, we're talking about legends, we're talking about Hogan, we're talking about Flair, and everybody else. Well, you know what? Go back and look at some of the real champions. Lou Thez, Harley Race, Bruno Sammartino. They're the trailblazers that allowed the wrestlers that we have today to come forward, like the Hogan, like the Flair. If you take a look at Ric Flair when he started, he was Goodyear Blimp. He weighed 285 pounds up into AWA when he started wrestling for Verne Gagne. You look at Hogan. Hogan was 325 pounds when he wrestled up in the AWA for Verne Gagne.
Nick Bockwinkel.
Thank you. I forgot.
Nick Bockwinkel.
Thank you. So that's how I look at it. I'm sorry I got on the rant again.
No.
Rant part 2.
That's all right. All right. Let's go with a couple of topics from AEW and Impact. As seen this past week, Bullet Club reunites as the Young Bucks join the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega. Gentlemen?
Matt.
Yes. That was amazing. I was kind of hoping that was going to happen at some point with like the whole mixture of like the partnership with Impact. I was like, if this doesn't turn into a Bullet Club reunion or we get some dream matches out of this, it's kind of a waste. So good job, AEW.
Right on.
Well, you know, with Jay White, as you said earlier, with Jay White being part of the Bullet Club, I wonder if AEW would try to take him away from the WWE.
I don't know. When we
Insane.
had Luke or Doc Gallows in here, he didn't seem like too big of a fan of Jay White.
Yeah.
And they said they were going to go to Japan and maybe have to teach him a lesson.
There you go. All right, next topic. AEW looked for them to be moving away from Daly's Place. Any word on where they may be setting up? I don't know if
I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything, but
okay.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't that be
wish.
interesting? All right, next topic. Thoughts on Snoop Dogg's frog splash on Dynamite and Sasha's reaction?
I thought he was going to break his freaking legs.
Oh, yeah, the way he landed. Took him forever to get balanced up on the rope. But
I love
geez.
Sasha's reaction of, we're going to have to work on that, fam.
Hey, I'm 68 years old, and I can do a damn better frog splash than he did. That's for damn sure.
He more looked like a frog getting run over than anything.
He looked like a frog with no legs.
Like
Exactly.
he was like 6 foot something, and he kept like, push him closer, push him closer. I was like, are you trying to catch your ankles on the top rope? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a little work definitely needs to be done with that. All right, next topic. Before we go to pop culture, how about some birthdays? Want to do some birthdays?
We can do some birthdays.
All right, I didn't give our producer any notice, so the music will be coming up momentarily. All right, today, January 9th, if you have a birthday, actually everybody between now and the 15th, we want to wish you all a happy birthday. But if you are celebrating today, you are celebrating with Todd Grisham, former announcer for WWE, and current one half of the Riot Squad, Miss Ruby Riot's birthday is today as well.
You.
Later on this week, starting tomorrow, Buff Bagwell, Grandmaster Sexy, Tamina Snuka, the 11th, Abdullah the Butcher. Now, there's a guy whose forehead freaking looks like a road map, by the way. The 12th, Luna Vachon. Remember Luna Vachon?
Yeah.
My goodness, she fit right into that attitude era for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
January 13th, Shad Takahashi and Mason Ryan. On the 14th, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Matt Riddle, now just called Riddle.
Flippy shit.
Flippy Shit, and Casey Catanzaro, all on the 14th. And next Friday the 15th, Kelly, Shane McMahon, Bull Buchanan, Nicole Matthews, and Tucker, just to name a few.
Now,
Why
what
is-
a
why
waste
is
of
my
a
mic-
re-debut that was of Tucker.
All right. So happy birthday to you all. We'll have some more birthdays next week. And again, if you are celebrating a birthday this week, again, happy birthday from all of us at Thoughts Count Anywhere. All right, before we go into pop culture, Matt, let's talk about our giveaway on the website.
Meh.
Go to thoughtscountanywhere.com. We're going to have a raffle for this Hulk Hogan piece, signed and certified. If you buy a piece of Thoughts Count Anywhere merchandise, there's going to be a spot on the website for the giveaway. You attach your proof of purchase, and after a month, we will pick a winner.
There you go. Certified, guaranteed. Right there is our QR code. Look at that.
Look
guys.
at that.
Two
The
for two.
Two for
huh?
two.
There you
okay,
go.
now retire.
Put your, just like my belt. I'm undefeated. So anyway, just put your phone up there, your QR reader right up to the code at any time on the live show or during a replay. It'll take it right to the website. So check it out. Get some merchandise. Have an opportunity to win the certified Hulk Hogan piece, signature guaranteed. All right. Some pop culture. Oh, before I forget, because I'll tend to do this. Next week's show, we have a returning guest from last summer. April Hom, one of the original Glow Girls, the Royal Hawaiian. Well, I guess the first champ, if I'm not mistaken. She'll be in studio.
Who?
Yeah, April Hom.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the Royal Hawaiian will be in studio. We had her on Video Link last summer, but we had terrible issues with the Video Link. And fortunately for us, she happens to be in town next weekend. So she'll be here in studio live. So make sure you tune in next week. All right, some pop culture. Let's start off. NHL season starts this week, gentlemen.
Go Knights, go.
Yep, that's about it.
What do we got? About a 50-game, 60-game season for hockey this year? Is that what they have?
I think it's 60 something.
How much? 54 games.
54.
So
Not
yeah,
bad.
yeah, because usually they start in October, right? It's usually 82 games or something,
Yeah.
something like that.
Did
So
they get a new coach yet?
no,
No.
Oh,
I think they are. But you know what? The team's gonna be a little different because they traded away. Why can't I think of it?
Schmitty?
Not Schmidt. Well, that was that last year.
That was
No,
right.
that was
that,
this
was,
year.
that was this year.
Right after the season.
Pacioretty?
Pacioretty, that's the guy.
they traded Max
think-
Pacioretty?
I think
They didn't trade
no,
him.
Nope,
or
he's
no,
still
he's
there.
still there.
Nope, he's still there.
Or maybe it was just the trade talk then. But
There was talk. No.
somebody retired this year.
There
So
was talks of trading like half the team.
Derek,
Whoa,
Derek
whoa,
England
whoa.
retired.
right.
Derek England retired.
There you go. So there's going to be some changes, and there's still going to be the debate over who the goalie should be for the Knights this year. So we'll see how things turn out.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. John shares with us 56-game season. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. All right, WandaVision. Why don't you talk about WandaVision?
What is one division?
That's why
Somebody-
It's
Can
a
you
new
tell
Marvel show coming out on Disney Plus with Vision and Elizabeth Olsen's character. Drawing a blank at
You
this
and this
second.
Disney Plus, I don't have it.
Maybe you should get it.
You should get it. Mandalorian.
Give
So the
me-
Mandalorian network, pretty much, with other stuff on it.
Give me a password.
I'll get you one after the show.
Very well. I'm cheap. No, I'm not.
There you go.
I can't say anything to that, so I can't say a damn thing to
The
that.
king of passwords over there.
I'm joking.
Thanks to Matt, I have so many networks on my TV.
I do have one I want to bring up before
Yeah.
the last one.
Sure.
I did read something about young Brody Lee's contract
Yes.
with AEW, and it was interesting. His contract's not going to start till he's 18 years old,
If he wants to.
if he wants to. Here's the thought: is AEW going to be around in 10 years for him to get the contract?
Oh, yeah.
Well, if not, it'll make for a nice
And I'm not trying-
keepsake on the wall.
Trust me, I'm not trying to take anything away from AEW. I think it's a great product, and it's definitely better than Raw and SmackDown. But you know that's a good thought right there. Will
Yeah.
AEW be around in 10 years for the young lad too, if he wants to?
Only if the Jacksonville Jaguars start winning.
Within the year, I think AEW is going to start beating Raw or SmackDown in the ratings.
I think
Because as much as we bitch about like Raw or SmackDown not being written by wrestlers and stuff, AEW is written by wrestlers. They have the freedom to do the promos they want, like they used to. It'd be like, just get this point across and this point across. You're a professional, do your job.
Right on.
Instead of, here's a word by word script, remember it or else.
Well, you know, I think they have in my mind, they have 4 good creative writers over AEW: Tully, Arn, Taz, JR.
Yeah,
Plus, I'll give you a 5th, Chris Jericho.
yeah.
all guys who have the experience in the ring. By the way, John Rankin shared Stastny was the guy that I was thinking
Yep.
of. He's no longer with the Knights. Thank you, John. And John says Disney Plus is worth it. All right, our last item
Hell yeah.
for pop culture. The great Tommy Lasorda yesterday passed away at the age of 93. And he had just gotten released from the hospital early in the week, so I don't know if it was one of those things where he was that ill that he wanted to go home if he knew that the end was near rather than die in the hospital. I put a quick post up there. You know, as a Yankee fan all my life, you have to admit, still, deep respect and love for a guy like Tommy Lasorda. You think of the Dodgers, in my opinion, his face is probably in the dictionary next to Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
What he meant to that organization, he bled Dodger blue for sure, and ranks right up there with one of the greatest managers, I think, of all time.
It's just cool he got to see him. At least he got to see him win another like championship before he went.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
After
Great
they got
point.
screwed over the last
The
couple
last
years.
One, yep.
You mean Astrogate?
Yeah, that one.
Fuck the Astros.
So with that, we send all of our thoughts and prayers to the Tommy Lasorda and Dodger Nation out there. Great character, great mind of baseball. He was with the Dodgers, I think, well over 50 years.
Yeah.
But you put a guy like Tommy Lasorda, Earl Weaver into that, Dick Williams. I mean, that's a whole era, of managers that you just don't see today.
I think Tommy Lasorda had over 70 years with the Los Angeles
Was it
Dodgers.
70? I said
Yes.
50, but it was 70?
It was 70.
Because he came up on their organization as well, right?
Correct.
All right, so there you go. So 70 years with the Dodgers. Two things. You got Tommy Lasorda and Vin Scully. Two guys that really I say typified, that's not the word I want, but really just shown what the Dodgers were about in terms of their organization and their fan base. So
Hey, Tommy had his own pasta sauce too.
that's very true. That's very true.
You know, when I was growing up, there was 4. Mel Allen,
Yep.
Casey Stengel, Tommy Lasorda, and the gentleman who could announce Vince Scully.
Vin Scully. He could paint a picture of just watching paint dry and make it exciting.
Absolutely.
All right, with that, gentlemen, our time is up for this week's show. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Remember to join us next week. Miss April Hom, the Royal Hawaiian, will join us, one of the original Glow Girls. Not girls, ladies, my goodness gracious. She will be live in studio with us. Maybe if I can get her to bring a couple extra pictures, we can also do some extra giveaways.
Yeah,
So
that'd
how
be cool.
about that? Gentlemen, final thoughts. 10 seconds.
Everyone be safe out there. Have a good week. Go to thoughtscananywhere.com for the giveaway.
Happy New Year's to everyone.
Be safe. Wear your mask.
There you go. All right, for all of us here, have a great week this upcoming week here in January. We appreciate you being part of the Thoughts Count Anywhere universe. Have a great week, everybody. As always, be kind to each other. Why? We're all we have. We'll see you next time, next week, right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere.